Yo, what up, y'all? It's Ryan back at here again. Today I watched Mid90’s from 2018. It was a really good film. I'm outside. I'm not going to review it right now, but it's a beautiful day out here, man. Alright guys, so I'm back home from practice. I'm about to go do this review and make some dinner. Fuck. The door doesn't open on the elevator. Hey everyone, so I decided today, instead of reviewing the movie from my bedroom, I'll review it from my kitchen while I'm making dinner because I just got home from rugby practice and I'm really hungry. Today I decided to watch Mid90’s. Now this film was written and directed by Jonah Hill and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good. Now why did I think it was so good? That's the question. I actually don't remember any of what I said because I'm so tired from rugby, so I guess I will finish this after I make dinner. Sorry about that, guys. So let me get on with the video. First, I'm going to talk about the acting. The acting in this film was really, really good. I know I talk about that a lot in these films, but that's how I feel in a lot of these. I've been watching a lot of films with really good acting so far, and I can definitely tell that Jonah Hill is a very good actor's director, because what he does is he just gets this really good performance out of these kids. A lot of the time when I'm watching it, I completely forget that I'm watching a movie, you know? That's how good these kids were. There were some scenes in the beginning where I felt like the acting was kind of stilted and the dialogue was kind of strange, but then there's some context brought in later on, like a character named Ruben. In the beginning of the film, this character Ruben is quite a bit of an asshole towards the character Stevie, the main character. But then later on you find out that Ruben has a lot of stuff going on at home. He gets abused by his mother, he gets beat by his mother. I'm sorry, that's a bit of a spoiler. But he uses that behavior of his as sort of like a defense mechanism, as sort of a way to cope with his life at home. Figuring that out really made me realize how much of a genius Jonah Hill is in terms of his writing and directing here. There's a lot of good foreshadowing throughout the film, such as that. With a lot of the dialogue, it really made me feel like I was in the mid-90s. And while that wasn't a time period that I really grew up in or spent any time in, I was born in 1998, but some of the remnants of that time period were still around when I was growing up, when I was around the ages of 5, 6, and 7. I remember when I was a kid, and I thought that skateboarding was the coolest thing on earth, and skateboarders were just badasses, and no one could touch them, you know? So basically the writing was really, really good. One thing I feel like I need to discuss with this is the art direction and the cinematography. It was beautiful. I was floored watching this. It felt like a movie from the times, but didn't feel like a big budget movie of the times, something like Point Break or, you know, something big Hollywood film like that. It didn't even feel like an indie film of the time, like Pulp Fiction. It really felt like Clerks, honestly, in the sense that it just felt so raw, and it just felt like a group of people with a camera who went out and made this brilliant film somehow. One thing I also noticed in the film was something with the color balance, because with a lot of characters' eyes, they really popped out, you know? Something about the color, it made eye colors really like just go, you know? And then it really would draw your attention to their eyes, and it would make you really sense the emotion that they're feeling in the scene, you know? I don't quite know if that was an intentional choice or if it was just something that happened as they were trying to make this film look authentic at the time. I don't know if that's something that really appeared in films of the time. I'll have to do more research on that later. Of course, the costumes are really, really good. They're really cool looking. I like that a lot. Another thing I need to mention is how much I respect Trent Reznor for doing this music. Now also, Atticus Ross also did the music, but I'd never heard that name before, and I know who Trent Reznor is. Trent Reznor was in 9’s. Trent Reznor helped produce for Marilyn Manson back in the day. So I know who Trent Reznor is. I don't quite know if they really decided what music was going to be in the film or if they recorded original tracks for it. But either way, it was awesome. It was a standout point of the film. The whole thing, just whenever you heard the music, it just made you sort of fall back in your seat and just be like, okay, this is happening. I can't quite explain it. It's really hard for me to explain the feeling I got from it. But it was just so cool. The music isn't really just like a backtrack that the film proceedings are happening in front of. It's like a character in and of itself, and it really elicits a lot of emotion, even more possibly than the dialogue and the story itself. So I know this is a bit of a shorter review, but there's not much for me to say because it's just so good. Everything is good. I loved it. I thought it was the closest thing to a masterpiece that was released in 2018, and it's definitely, without a doubt, my favorite film of 2018. I'm going to give it 5 stars out of 5. Now, 5 stars out of 5 doesn't mean a perfect film, but it means an unbelievably good film. I don't think it's perfect. I think that there's some things here and there with the pacing. The pacing, I always talk about pacing here, you know. The pacing is really slow at times, especially between that 50-minute and an hour and 10-minute mark. I'm very excited to see what else Jonah Hill has for his next project. I've seen Maniac. I've seen the first few episodes of it. I haven't gotten around to finishing it, but I loved the first few episodes. So if you get sad kind of easily, or if you don't like depressing films, then you might not want to watch this. Honestly, I think everyone should see it. It's so good. So now let's move on to tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be watching Female Trouble, my first John Waters film. Yeah, this will be my first time watching a John Waters film, and I'm really excited for that. I haven't watched too much of his stuff, but I know it's probably right up my alley. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also I have my Letterboxd review for this film down below, also a place to buy the film, also my Letterboxd account, also my friend Isaac Taylor's Letterboxd and YouTube account, and also my Dutch friend's Letterboxd account, and then there's a lot of Letterboxd accounts, and then there's something else. Avant-Garde Criminal, the guy who does all my thumbnails, all of his art is on his Facebook page, which I also have that down in the description, and also I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Harris from Munich, Germany. He keeps annoying me, telling me to talk about him in my videos. So I have. Alright everyone, this has been Ryan Reviews. This has been 100 Films in 100 Days. I'll see you tomorrow.